you guys know, if it sounds like I got like I'm trying to talk with marbles in my mouth, I busted a tooth over the weekend, so I've got like gauze in my mouth.
Dude, I'm so sorry.
Oh no, that's rough, man.
You know, honestly, the worst part about it is that so I busted one of my molars in half. Like half of it's
Oh,
fucking gone. Um,
Oh.
damn.
and the reason it sucks is because I busted it on Chex Mix and
Hey.
and
Oh.
I'd been talking about Chex Mix for like a month about
If
how
you're gonna
much I
bust it,
wanted it.
if you're gonna
And
bust
then
your molar, there are worse ways to do it.
yeah, and then I got a bag of Chex Mix. First fucking couple bites.
Man, I'm so sorry to hear that. Was it the big like thick what is that? Like the bread cracker one?
The rye
The
cracker or
rye
whatever.
cracker. Was that the culprit?
I don't know.
Honestly,
Uh,
the rye cracker to me is the bullshit of Chex Mix too.
Oh,
I
that's
Like,
like
agree.
that's my favorite. I love
is
it.
it
It's
That's
really?
the
It's not the
unpopular
bullshit,
opinion.
actually. Nah.
I
Man,
love it. I
I
love it.
need to hang out with you guys and you can have all my rye crackers out of my Chex Mix.
Hmm.
That shit is so popular that they make like a bag of just that.
You're kidding
I did
me.
not know that.
Oh,
Did
dude,
you
It's
not
no.
know
not the
that, dude?
target
It's
market.
No. It's
it's
like
good.
the banana was it Runts that
Runts.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. I like
Yeah.
that banana.
Oops, all rye crackers.
Oops, oops, all
Is that
bananas.
Devin?
Can you guys hear me?
Yep,
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, we
Okay,
hear you.
cool, cool. Just want to make sure.
you got the gamer headset on. I
hmm
Yeah.
like it.
You can tell it sounds like I'm listening to Call of Duty right
It
now.
Yeah, you
does
do sound like the
actually.
Call of Duty's like
That's why I said
kill
good call.
confirmed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Without like the 10-year-olds yelling racist comments at you.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Kill
It's
confirmed.
typically, yeah.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Where Did All My Friends Go? Podcast about life in the music industry. I'm your host, Patrick Ternowski. With me, as always, is Super Gibby, the man, the myth, the local menace. I see your shirt. I see your
Yeah,
shirt.
gotta rock the homies.
Gotta rock the homies, local menace. But today, we welcome Nick, Gage, and Devin from North Carolina band Never Home. What's up, guys? How you guys doing?
Hey.
What's up, man? Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, you got it. You got I'm not gonna be able to not think of Call of Duty anymore though. I don't even play that game. Honestly, I never play that game, but it's just like, it's like you're listening to the dude in your head, like when you're
Devin just
yeah.
joined my party.
Devin, he's getting us through our campaign. He's the
Tell
man
me when to
behind
He's got
the
a kill
machine
streak.
gun.
Just stick with me. I'll get you home to your family.
UAV acquired.
Oh, I love it. This is gonna be fun, guys. This
Oh
is gonna
yeah.
be a good time. All right. Uh, enough Call of Duty though. Okay, so let's start out with some music stuff. Y'all just released your latest track, "Beautiful Years," back on December 13th. Tell us a bit about the song, how the response has been for it.
Man, the response has been awesome. I think that with this out and two singles under our belt now from the EP out, I think it's kind of giving people more of a taste of what to expect from this EP. Um, it's a little bit different from our old stuff. We've taken a bit of a break, and this is our first release after a 5-year hiatus, and so um, we weren't really sure how people were gonna respond to it because we in the past have been sort of your more straightforward kind of pop punk band, and now we're trying something a little different, and we weren't sure how people were going to react to it, and the response has been amazing. People have really seemed to be resonating with it, so I'm incredibly grateful for that. Devin or Gage, you guys want to say anything about it?
think you
Um,
nailed it.
Beautiful Years has been like I think it's personally my favorite off of our upcoming EP, and musically it's great. I mean, it's got different, I feel like different genres piled into one song, and so I think it's like something anybody could vibe to.
Yeah, it's a banger. I listened to it at least 6 times today. So
Oh man, thank you
Hey.
so much.
We'll
streams
check.
are popping up.
I was gonna
Heck
say we'll
yeah.
check the Spotify
Well,
analytics.
they'll know if
tomorrow.
you're lying.
I noticed we got 6 streams today. I
Yeah.
was like, wow, something's happening.
See how those. Yeah.
Big
Get
things
that-
coming, guys.
Turn the
I know
volume
what
all the way
things
down.
Coming.
I know what state you're from now, so
It's true.
I'm
It's
gonna
true.
look at the state by state breakdown.
True. It's
Wow, 100% of our listeners are from Minnesota. That's crazy.
there's a lot going on in Duluth today.
They hit a new market.
So you mentioned that you released 2 tracks from your EP, Beautiful Years and Set Sail Alone.
Yes.
And this is the first, these are like the first 2 tracks y'all have released since 2019. What was the reason for like that bit of a hiatus, and what made you decide to like just come back into it?
Well, it's kind of a lot of things.
What happened in 2020?
Yeah, it's
Hmm.
that whole period
There's been
seems
more
like
than
a blur.
2020, boys.
So the obvious COVID was definitely a factor, but in 2019, actually, I not to be a bummer, but I damaged my hearing, and I got what is called tinnitus, which you guys may or may not be familiar with. And it was pretty bad at the time, and I had somehow gone through my whole like music loving life without getting it to that point, and so I was like, I was 25, I think, at the time, and so it was really hard for me to kind of reckon with, and I kind of didn't think I'd be making music anymore because I just was really afraid for a while of making it worse. So I was just kind of going through a tough time and learning how to deal with that. And we just kind of, while I was dealing with that, we just kind of lost touch. We stopped really talking as a band. And I kind of had disappeared for a while. And then COVID happened right after that. So
Right.
it was just like, one awesome thing after another. And so that kind of compounded things and made it a little more tough. But, I think a lot of people kind of hit a point during COVID where it either inspired you or it just dragged you down even more. And for me, like, I hit a point where I was like, I felt like one day we were going to come out of that, and what did I want to do with my time after COVID? And it kind of reframed everything for me. And I started talking to the guys again. We started, passing some demos back and forth and talking about the potential of maybe doing something after COVID. And so that was a long process. I mean, that went on for a while of just us kind of reconnecting with each other. And in 2023, we were approached by the guys in Bar Down Breakdown.
Yeah.
They put on a annual festival. They've done it in a few different places. They've done it in Florida, and the past couple years they did it in Charlotte.
Mhm.
And they were, turns out, pretty big fans of our music, and they reached out to our drummer Rob and asked if we would possibly be interested in doing like a reunion show kind of thing for the 23 festival.
The Bar
And so-
Down Break Fest.
Bar Down Break Fest. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry if I didn't mention that. So we that gave us like a goal to work towards. That gave us something to try to get, back to. And so we got back together in a room, started rehearsing again. And we played that show, and it kind of lit the fire under us to like actually do something with this and put out music again. So, sorry, that was a really long answer.
No,
No.
This is a podcast. It's made for long answers.
I know
This
I
isn't
just-
short form content.
Yeah.
TikTok's,
You give one
fried
word
my
answer.
brain, and anyway,
You give one word answers, you're gonna get 6 listens in Duluth,
Yeah.
Minnesota tomorrow.
You give me one word answers. This is going to be real hard to get this to an hour,
well,
guys.
I'm really good at being long winded, so you are in luck,
Good.
my friend.
Yeah.
So all that to say, it was just kind of life and kind of some struggles, some personal struggles. We all kind of were going through our own separate things at that
Sure.
time, and
Yeah.
I wasn't even in the band at that point.
He wasn't.
I was just their producer.
Yeah, so Paige actually produced the Landslide single in 2019.
Okay.
That's how we had met before them.
Yeah.
That's how we started kind of working together.
Well, Devin and I were in a band when we were,
That's
Like
true.
16.
yeah.
Yeah. We go
Yeah.
way back.
So we knew each other through that, but I produced that one song, but I wasn't even in the band then.
Yeah, true.
And then y'all
That's
needed
fair.
a guitar player, and I was like, I like to play guitar.
Mm-hmm.
So just to bring it back to that beginning of the answer, I'm gonna sound like an old man here. We're hearing protection at shows.
Absolutely,
And
I can't stress that enough. Sorry.
No, it's true. And I was gonna also bring it back to that. For those that don't know what tinnitus is, it's like the it's when you get a ringing in your ears. But now that's like just the the
bass,
the low bass is like, when you go to a concert, you get that ringing in your ears like that. That is the lowest bass of that, but clearly it can get significantly worse than that.
A lot of people, like I've seen so many friends of mine be like, just got back from this show and my ears are still ringing, totally worth it. But I think a lot of those people don't realize is like, if you go to enough shows and you have that experience enough times, like sometimes the ringing doesn't stop. It will
the ringing doesn't stop here.
Yeah, it will stay with you forever. And I don't think that it's something that people think about till it's too late. And by that point, there's nothing you can do about it. I went to ENTs and they all were like, "Sorry, bud, you got to learn to live with it." And I did, and I'm good now. But it's something that I don't think enough people kind of take seriously. We actually give free earplugs away at our merch table at our shows.
This podcast segment is to announce that we will be charging for those.
Yeah, this economy
going forward.
This is the launch of our Never Home Kids. You really need to protect your ears, and we have you covered
for only $5.
Yeah. No, I mean, from practicing in basements and shit like that, I feel like most, at least musicians that are aged 30 and older, all have tinnitus.
Well, and then I do sound for a living, and like that, so then I'm going to those for work and then also going to practice, and it's always like, man, I bet my ears hate me.
Honestly, like you said, that was something that kind of helped me cope with it, is like talking to musician friends, and like almost everyone I talked to about it was like, you didn't already have that? I've had that since I was like 15. I was like, wow. I guess I managed to avoid it for longer than most people, but anyway, it's more common than you'd think.
Yeah, it's very common, especially amongst, us musicians and shit like that.
Like I have to sleep with the fan on, otherwise all I hear is
Same here. Same here. I've got a little
nonstop
sound machine. It's like it sounds like a baby monitor, but it's awesome.
Yeah, it just always sounds like there's some sort of electronic on.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, and you're just like, it's no fun, but it is what it is.
Life goes on.
Yeah, there's nothing.
All you can do is just stop it from becoming worse, or
absolutely
stop it in general. Like I said, if you're listening to this, start wearing headphones, or earplugs.
Yeah, if you're a younger band, start now. Just start. It's not going to sound like a lot better in a basement if you don't have earplugs or anything.
Right.
I will say
it's still going to sound.
If you like get like a good pair, everything will sound clearer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You'll actually hear like more bass. You'll hear more drums. Like everything sounds a little more clearer with earplugs, to be honest.
Absolutely.
But
especially if you get the right kind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drop
like
some
you
bucks.
said, that in a small, like concrete basement with someone smacking a cymbal, like nothing's gonna sound good anyway.
Right. And now
You're
you
not
feel like
supposed
that's most people's like first practice space, a concrete basement.
100%.
All right, but with talking about going to shows and all that sort of stuff, do you guys have any tour plans coming up now that you're back?
We don't, honestly. We've been asked that a few times. I'm starting to feel like we need to maybe start touring.
Let's do it, dude.
Because we never have a good answer. We
Ready.
we abandoned our level. We're not sure how, in the musical climate we're in, it seems like touring is more and more difficult for kind of lower to mid-level bands to be lucrative and to make work. And it seems like a rough kind of climate to be jumping into touring. I would love to do it. Like I've always wanted to do it just for the experience of doing that, but we're also all kind of at different points in our lives with some of us have families and careers and whatnot, and it's
Sure.
Never Home is probably more of a project at this point than a full-time band, and we're okay with that. That being said, I think we're definitely open to doing some short legs of the southeast, or
Yeah.
maybe going up northeast. We have in the past kind of branched out into places like Virginia and Raleigh, but
We got a release show coming up though.
yeah, we do have our EP release show coming up on January 17th at Petra's in Charlotte. It's going to be a hometown show, and we're going to be playing both our EPs all the way through, and so we're really
Yeah.
excited about that. We're going to have Rothschild and Frontside with us, both fantastic bands.
Mhm.
Right on. And I feel like with touring, saying tour nowadays, I don't know if anybody else has noticed this, but anyone that plays consecutive shows in a row is called a tour at this point.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
So you play two shows, as long as they're not, 2 or 3 days in the same city, if you're
Right.
playing 3 shows in your same state,
yeah.
even
Oh
it's
yeah.
people still call it a tour now. So
Mhm.
And I think part of that might be because of what I was saying. It's kind of cost prohibitive these days, and bands still want to get out and see new crowds and new people
Mhm.
and new places, and so it kind of allows you to package it that way.
yeah,
But let's be real, most bands at our level or even above our level don't have money to be doing a true world tour or even a nationwide tour.
yeah.
So
cross country tour, even in like 2012 and shit
Yeah.
like that, you still couldn't just do a cross country tour. First
Yep.
off, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You're never gonna make money.
right.
Like, I mean, thinking that you have the pull as a
Yep.
smaller band to pull in all these states that's ridiculous,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
and I at being somebody that's done that and seen it
Oh, yeah.
multiple times, you got to grow your circle. That's how touring is lucrative. You
Sure.
start with a small circle and you grow it.
Yeah.
You keep growing it as
Oh,
more and
yeah.
more people come.
I mean,
Absolutely.
that's the I think the thing at the end of the day, like what I think you nailed it. We were talking about that earlier today too, Nick and I, about like, at the end of the day, it's all about like you get out there and you play your music and you have fun and you hope that some new people see it that didn't see it before. Maybe
Mhm.
one of those new people wants to hear more,
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I mean, hey, like I've discovered some of my favorite bands most of them by accident,
Yep.
But I'm never like, let me go see what their follower stats are before I commit to any sort of long-term relationship with this band.
That being said, I think we would be open to some sort of short run in the future, just to
Mhm.
Yeah.
just to see more places, even just for us.
Mhm.
I think it's something we would like to do as a band.
Good. I'd love to see it.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm gonna take this back to the beginning.
To the womb.
Okay, maybe not that quite far.
Not
few-
far. Stop.
maybe about
Stop.
Maybe a few years after the womb.
Okay,
Okay.
fair.
Cool.
What bands or artists influenced you wanting to become musicians?
Ooh, I'll let Gage and Devin take this.
I think like a band that really turned me on the music was Under Oath.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah, so I came from like a metalcore background, and yeah, bands like Devil Wears Prada, Under Oath, like they just really got me going. And so, but now like after I joined Neverhome, that's when I started learning more of like pop punk. So I didn't even hear like the Wonder Years until like the band started. So really, when the band started, I was already listening to bands like Amberlin, and
Mhm.
but once we started, I really got into the Story So Far, Knuckle Puck, Trash Boat, and so
Older Trash Boat, man.
older Trash Boat.
Older Trash Boat.
We played with Trash Boat, and it was awesome.
That's sweet.
Yeah, let's vote. But yeah, I think like I'd say like the top two for me was probably like Under Oath and Yellow Card.
Nice.
Yellow Card just hit my soul different. Like when the album Lights and Sounds came out.
Really? That's
Yeah,
the album that got you.
yeah,
That's wild.
Kind of for
'Cause that's
me
the
too,
that's
actually.
That's the
Dude,
best Yellow
that's
Card
the-
album.
that's the album that killed them.
Really? Oh yeah,
Really?
true, true. Well, I mean, it kind of. You're not wrong.
It
It kind of
is.
is. Yeah.
Because they came
It's
off
probably
of
my
Ocean
favorite, but it
Avenue,
is. Yeah.
where they were just like here, and then
Yeah.
Lights and Sounds was so fucking different
Yeah.
Mhm.
It
Mhm.
was.
that it just like
It was.
just tanked them.
I know, man. I loved it too, though.
I did too.
When you
I
said Lights and
hated
Sounds, did you?
When it came out, I hated it.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
man.
fair.
But now as a more sophisticated adult
Mm,
Yeah.
with a more sophisticated ear palette,
Yeah.
it is a better album. And I think all
Sure.
of their albums after that
Yeah.
like are even better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I like-
Pat is saying Ocean Avenue is the worst album. You heard it here first.
Nope, but it's not my favorite.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Lights and Sounds is their worst album. But
He stands by it. Man,
I'm
stands
not
by
taking any shade from that. You know?
no, it's all good. However you got into them is great.
Yeah.
I was like, I mean, I learned playing guitar I mean, Yellow Card's one of them, but like, I was a big Blink and Green Day fan. I remember like, I remember listening to, I had the CD of the Mark, Tom, and Travis show, and I think that like a grandparent bought it for me and was like, is your mom gonna be okay with you listening to this? And I was like, yeah, it's totally fine. And I used to listen to that on the bus every day. And I remember going home and downloading, like you could do like the full album guitar tabs.
Yeah.
And I would
Mhm.
just like start at the beginning of it and go to the end of it and just learn and so, I'm just learning power chords and
Yeah.
but I remember like that was one album that stood out to me as a kid because I was like, they're having so much fun. Like hearing them play live and just like three guys just like joke around the whole time and have that much fun. Was kind of like when I was young, it was like, all right, that I could be into that. Yeah, that was kind
I
of
love that album.
Oh, dude, I know.
It's so
and
good.
it's so childish.
But but as a producer though,
yeah,
and knowing like what we know about Blink and how they are live,
yeah.
how crazy and awesome would it be if they actually played that good for
Yeah.
one whole show?
I know, right?
Right. They actually could play that good for
once you
one whole
see-
show.
Yeah, once you see like once you see how the how the sauce is made.
Yeah.
How the sausage is made. With anything production wise, it is
Right.
always like, oh
Like-
well, okay.
Yeah.
Like it's
And
not
my life
like,
is a lie.
like it's not
Yeah.
like that album isn't cut
Yeah.
like from 100 different shows just
Right.
put together.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I would
And
venture
then
to
also
say,
edited on top of it.
I would say most live albums are probably touched up beyond belief.
Oh,
I was gonna
yeah.
say,
Oh yeah.
You kind of have
as someone who also produces and records, it is that like anytime I work with a younger, like a newer artist that hasn't ever recorded vocals before, and they see vocal comping, and they're like, well, I want to get it all perfect in one take, and I'm like,
to. Yeah, unless you're
most people
Patrick Stump,
don't.
that ain't happening.
Yeah. Well, most people don't. So, and after
Mhm.
you leave, I'll probably still splice something in there. But
Thank God for vocal comping, man. Love it. For me, it was a few bands were kind of seminal for me. Green Day was the first one that introduced me to the world of punk rock in general. And it was on the radio of all places. And when I was a kid, I had one of those little like radios you'd plug your headphones into that just found FM stations that was given away
Yep.
as like a promotional thing. That was like the
Okay.
first music listening device I ever had. And so I would just wait for like Holiday to come on the radio, and I loved that shit, man. Um, so Green Day was a big one. Block Party was one of my first favorite bands
Nice.
that I really fell in love with, and one of the bands that like I listened to and made me decide like I want to be a musician. Like they were doing something special that I had never heard before, and so
Yeah.
it made me want to kind of try something in that direction. And I think they're even kind of an influence on this new record. I think there's some kind of post-punky influences on this new EP we have coming out. And then Anberlin is also a huge one for me. I heard Anberlin for the first time at like uh, youth group church camp when I was a kid playing over the speaker, and I remember I like stopped everything I was doing and I was like, "Oh, this is amazing. What is this?" My friends were with me and they're like, "This is Amberlin. You've never listened to Amberlin?" So I I uh, I think those three bands kind of formed my musical taste going forward, and even still, like I think that all three of those bands are um, play a big role in our influences on this record. So yeah,
Nice. All good choices. And I gotta say, I'm impressed with the Block Party one. It's like no, realistically, I love when if we ask a question like this, when we get artists and stuff like that that are out of the scene, you know what I mean? That like
yeah,
I wouldn't say Block Party is in this scene at all. Like
no,
yeah,
no,
so
not at all.
it's cool like because like everybody's got different influences. Like
Mhm.
I've
Yeah.
been doing pop punk for like 20 goddamn years, but one of my biggest influences is fucking Iron Maiden.
Nice.
Like I love metal and shit
Hell
like
yeah.
that. Um and Prince and all that sort of like I fucking love pop and music's just cool.
Yeah,
Music's a
man.
cool
Why
thing.
limit yourself to one thing? That's how I feel.
But so with this next question I have is kind of cool because Devin, you were talking about like being into metalcore and stuff, and so like this when I first heard like your vocal like the vocals on these new songs like Beautiful Years and stuff,
Mhm.
it honestly brought me back to 2004. Gave me some super nostalgic vibes. And the reason I bring up metalcore, so it literally brought me back to a specific time. Brought me back, like I said, to 2004 and made me think of a friend of mine's band who was called The Tide. Like I said, super nostalgic. I was on tour with these guys, and they like their music, like your vocals reminded me of their music. It's super beautiful. But the reason it's metalcore is because my friend in the Tide was also in a metalcore band called Still Remains.
Okay.
And I don't know if you remember them. Fucking loved Still Remains back in 2004. I still like him now,
Yeah.
of course,
Yeah.
but 2004,
Mhm.
real good time for Still Remains. But with that, are there any artists or anything like that that kind of that you'll put on to bring yourself back to a time that like you want to remember?
Oh man.
Oddly enough, lately, I've been listening to For Today lately.
Mhm.
Oh,
Nice.
actually, same.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so it just brings me back to some like Christian metalcore, Christian hardcore. Like it felt like it was bigger than hardcore itself because I
Yeah.
mean almost all the bands I listened to were Christian, and so yeah, For Today it's just weird because I hadn't listened to them in years, and I just popped them on. It's just I love the guitar parts. I mean, it's just all over the place, and I've been listening to them, and then I came up on the Chariot recently. But yeah, just I don't know. It's just like something about the chaos in
Dude,
that genre that keeps me coming back to it.
metalcore always brings me back. Always.
Mm,
What about
yeah.
you guys? What do you got?
Oddly enough, mine is pop punk. I don't really listen to a lot of pop punk anymore.
Sure.
But when I do, it's to take me like it's listening to like old Wonder Years or some of the old Story So Far albums. I haven't even listened to the new one. I should.
It's good. It's real
I know. I really
Heresy.
should. I don't listen to a lot anymore, but it is like when I do, it's very intentional. And it is like you said, it's a very like let me revisit that mindset and that
Yeah.
like yeah. But I think that's my thing is that like I'm still listening to like 2010s pop punk. I don't know. I don't even know who I
That's
don't even
the
know who these kids are
that's the new
anymore.
stuff to you. For me, honestly, my answer is pretty similar to Devin's. I also grew up on like post-hardcore and metalcore, and um, I started with those bands that I mentioned earlier, but then I kind of got into heavy music as well,
Mhm.
and I late
Gateway.
it was yeah. Lately, I've been kind of revisiting some of that stuff like Under Oath and Killswitch Engage and
Yeah.
As I Lay Dying. Obvious controversies
Dude, it's so
notwithstanding.
disappointing because I'll tell you that their new album is so fucking good, but
Is it really?
you can't talk about it.
Dude, I haven't listened to it. I haven't even listened to it, and like I was like, should I listen to it? Like, how do I feel about listening to it? But I I have no doubt it rips. Like everything they've ever done, is As I Lay
Yeah.
Dying, and you know what you're getting, and it's going to be
Yeah.
good. But that's been kind of my walk down memory lane is those heavy bands because for a while I
Yeah.
kind of wrote those off as like guilty pleasures. But the older you get, like I don't believe in guilty pleasures anymore. I just
Nah.
like what I like,
hmm
and I like that stuff for a reason. So I've been kind of coming back to it with a different mindset.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite things about music though, is literally like, and I think about this shit a lot, where like you can listen to a song and it'll literally like unlock a fucking thought, a memory that you
Yeah.
had of like, holy shit, I forgot about this. Like,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
dude, and then you just sit like and
Oh,
think
no.
about that moment and like and just remember how either awesome or bad or
Yeah.
whatever, but like it unlocks so fucking much.
Absolutely, man. I think like I like to think of albums as like scrapbooks to me because I have a terrible memory and like
Mhm.
I forget stuff all the time. But man, if I don't remember like exactly where I was the first time I listened to like Futures by Jimmy Eat World, you know what I mean? And so
Oh
like
shit.
I
It just made me
Yeah.
think of something.
yeah
That
yeah
just made me think of something.
yeah. And
Yeah.
so albums like that, they're like I really
Yeah.
commit things to memory to records like that. So
Right.
Yeah.
That was the like you said that and it made me think of like because another one that I learned a lot of to play on was like Saves the Day,
Yeah.
Serial
Yeah.
Close, or like Rufio.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I fucking love
I
Rufio.
know, man. And like I'll randomly cut those on, and it's funny how you just immediately remember every word too, even if you
Mhm.
haven't listened to it in 10, 15 years.
Gibby, what do you got? What's special to you? What brings you back?
Ooh. You know, I've been thinking about that, and I'm currently scrolling through my music right now as you've been talking about it. Because I was like, damn, there's a lot. Because like to me, when I was like young, it was like classic rock. Like Kiss was like it was my band that got me into being like, I want to do this. Like just watching them do like that stage performances, like to me, it was the performance of it where I was like, this is what I want to do. I want exploding guitars. I want flying guitars. I want fireworks. I want everything. But like same path as y'all, most of my high school is like metalcore, hardcore. I think for me personally, I would say it's like specifically the Diamond album from Stick to Your Guns is something where like I put on, it just takes me back.
Nice.
Mean sounding.
Dude, so just I was thinking about this, but like my musical journey was so fucking weird and up and down. Like when I was in high school, like I would say freshman type stuff, I wasn't listening to like pop punk yet. Like I did prior to that. Like I was into Blink 182. Like
Sure.
I remember hearing fucking Damn It on the radio. Like that's where I start. That's my age.
Yeah.
I started with Basket Case by Green Day.
Yeah.
So like so I all that shit that got me into it, like hearing Damn It. So I got Dude Ranch, then I got Cheshire Cat, and then Green Day, then I got fucking Kerplunk and 10,039 Smoothed Out Slappy Hours. But like then after that, I randomly was like started like butt rock, like Godsmack, fucking Nickelback,
Breaking
Creed.
Benjamin.
Hell yeah.
That was
I
mine.
never had a butt rock phase, and I kind of wish I did. I
It's never
kinda
too
feel
late,
like I
man.
You see,
missed
butt
out.
rock is so good.
It's not
still.
too late. It's never too
It
late.
may not.
Like it's
yeah.
so hard to pick something because like I don't even say like butt
No.
rock takes me back because I still listen to it.
Yeah.
Like I'm still like all about it.
I need my late 30s.
Like
Butt rock
What better
phase.
time to
Yeah,
get into
what
butt rock,
time
man?
to get into it?
I
Didn't they like
remember
change it to like divorced dad? Like they
Yeah,
call
that's what
that's
people.
that's what it
Yeah.
is now, because like that's what age we're at. We
Somehow
would be
less
divorced dads
derogatory
now.
than butt rock.
Yeah. But that's what the youth call it, divorced dad rock. The us adults that lived
Oh,
through
yeah.
it, we call it butt rock because that's what we called it. That's what we
Right.
branded it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I recently learned that it's actually called post grunge.
Yeah, that's what it's actually
Grunge.
considered.
Yeah.
Give me a
which
break. Give me a break. It's
It's
Hot
still butt
Topic
rock.
It's butt rock.
I
It's
agree.
butt rock. I
and I would
agree.
never call it that, but I didn't know there was a technical term for it. And I was
Me
like,
either.
wow.
I thought it
this
was just radio. I
Yeah,
thought
I
that would have
always
just
thought
been
it-
rock.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I always thought
yeah.
it was just radio rock.
I guess it makes sense because you think of like the timeline of, Nirvana, Smashing Pumpkins, and then what came next? Three Doors Down, Nickelback.
All the post grunge bands. Yep, that
Yeah.
does make sense.
So I guess it makes sense, but
I could get
Yeah.
behind Three Doors Down being called post grunge,
yeah,
but not like Godsmack.
Fair.
It's not the same. It's not even close to the same fucking thing.
right. Yeah, that's entirely understandable.
Hold on, I take my vote back. I take my answer back really quick because I
Okay.
recently rediscovered an album, and it's WWF The Music Volume 4.
Ooh.
I've
What are
been
some-
re-listening to like all those old theme songs, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is it.
That's
Oh, dude, I
awesome.
know. That's like my wife and I got a year or so ago got the Tony Hawk remastered for Xbox, and
Nice.
man, you
The
just you
music on there.
forget. I'll hear songs come on and be like, "Oh, that's one of the Tony Hawk songs." Like I know that song from. And one
mean-
day people aren't gonna understand.
Tony Hawk
That's
was
That's what got me into Goldfinger.
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah. What was the other? Somebody was talking to me about the other day. There was like a there was a Madden, I think, I'm not a big Madden player,
Yeah,
but
I know.
the other day I remember someone was talking to me about like, oh yeah, I think it's a Googleable thing, but there was 1 year of Madden that had just banger after banger on their soundtrack. And someone referenced it to me the other day, and I Googled it, and I was like, "Oh, this is like a thing." Like,
Gibby's
people
looking
are
right now.
big
I'm looking right now.
into.
Apparently, it's Madden 04
Okay.
Yeah,
Sounds
yeah.
about right.
I think it had some like
because
heavy songs on
it
it
looks like
too.
it has Avenged Sevenfold, Yellow
Yeah.
Card,
Yep.
Alien Ant Farm, Thrice,
Yeah,
Wow.
Jet.
it slapped, dude.
Damn.
Folks at Madden.
They knew
Madden
it was up
04,
Shout out to the
huh?
folks at Madden.
2004. They knew something then.
What?
Yeah.
What? I may be wrong here, but
Okay.
what Yellow Card song is it?
Where'd it go?
04, that would have been
Way
04.
Away.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I was thinking way away.
It's
I
Way
was gonna say
Away.
if it's
Thrice
from
is All
licensing.
That's Left.
Nice. Great song.
Soil's on this.
Yeah, slaps.
Pride.
Get back
Jet,
out
Are
there
You
and
Gonna
play
Be My
Madden 04.
Girl?
Yeah,
Blink
dude.
182, Feeling
Yeah.
This.
Got Dante
Oh, man.
Culpepper out there throwing bombs, and I'm listening to Avenged Sevenfold.
Okay, this might take y'all back. Edema's on this too.
Wow.
Ah.
That's a name I haven't heard in a while. Wow.
Will you look
Didn't
at
even
that?
realize they were that popular to get on Madden.
Well,
Maybe
Well,
Madden
now,
made
now
them.
you do.
yeah, maybe so. Dude, game soundtracks were like they inspired a whole generation
Oh,
of kids. I really think that like video game soundtracks were a big part of why
Oh, yeah.
I got into the music I did because
Well,
yeah.
I got into
soundtracks in general.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
like movie soundtracks. Like I
The
feel like
Spider-Man.
yeah, the Spider-Man soundtrack.
Yeah.
I feel like that's I don't want to say that made Nickelback's career, but let's be honest. Hero
Well, dude,
is
Great
a banger.
song.
Remember,
Someone
like,
told me.
remember buying like you used to go and buy soundtracks.
Yeah.
Though.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I had the
That was a
Spider-Man, the
thing.
Tobey Maguire, because it had Vindicated by Dashboard.
Oh, man.
It
Mhm.
had a Taking Back Sunday song. I think
It had some 41
yeah.
which one is it?
Error Operator. That was the song. The
Was
Taking
it?
Back Sunday song.
No, there was one before that. Because it was from the was it Set Phasers or stuff? Because I
Maybe.
remember playing because it had that like picking. That was the first time I learned to play guitar with like those pinch chords.
Oh,
That's
gotcha.
probably a way.
Oh, that's interesting. It's not even
Yeah.
Nickelback. It's considered Chad Kroger.
Chad Kroger's solo song. Yeah.
Corey Taylor's on it.
Okay.
Damn,
Yeah,
this
really?
is this is popping.
Like one of my favorite soundtracks of all time is from the Angus movie.
Yeah.
Had fucking Weezer, Green Day.
Yeah.
It
Nice.
was awesome.
Oh man, Weezer's another one I forgot about.
I'm
All
loving
right.
all this reminiscing.
Yeah.
This is great.
It's what we do. It's what we do. All right. So, yeah, we got one more question before we go to a quick break.
Okay.
If you could give our listeners a piece of advice that you know now that you wish you knew when you were first starting your musical journey, what would it be?
Can each of us answer this, or do we need to get like a collective?
No, please, each of you answer. I mean, you're all individuals. Be you.
Part of the hive mind that is never home.
Yeah, I'm like, unless you guys are all
We'll
going to
send a
start
quick group
talking at
text
the
about
exact
this.
same time.
Yeah, dude.
For me, I would say just don't take things too seriously. I think I really made the mistake of, putting too much stock into what other people thought about my music and how I was perceived, and it held me back for a long time for doing what I wanted to creatively, and I think that all we can do in this life really is create and express ourselves, and just do that regardless of whether it's successful, whether you think people are listening, whether just do it for yourself, I guess is the point of it. Make what you want to make, and don't try to tailor it to what you think people want to hear, because people will recognize when you're being true to yourself, but they will also recognize when you're trying to, bullshit them and make stuff that you don't believe in. So don't take yourself too
True.
seriously and make what you want to make.
Love it.
Devin, you got
Next.
one? Go ahead.
Yes, it is kind of like along the lines of what Nick said. Me and Nick went to see the story so far down in Atlanta at the beginning of December, and we kind of like talked about it a little bit. And I think like it's part of just like getting older and being in my 30s. I was just like, hey, I mean, the band could end tomorrow. Like it could be this could be our last show, this could be our last record we ever do. And I'm just learning to be more present in the moment. And so I think that's like a huge thing, especially playing in a band, because eventually, we grow older, we have different opinions, philosophies, and we can like separate, and even with like music ideas. And so I think it's just like, just stay in the moment and enjoy what you got, and don't worry about the future, because you're in a room with friends that care about you. And honestly, at the end of the day, to me, that's what really matters, is because I'm building like a small community from being in this band. And so I really think that's what's important.
Hell yeah.
There's another band that I tour with that just put out an EP called "This Could All Go Nowhere," and it made me think of what you were just talking about, Devin, because that like title's stuck out to me a lot lately, just because it's like I love that they named a song and an album that, because I mean I guess that's the thing, right? Is like that's the thing about being a musician, is like this could all go nowhere. Like you have that idea, right? That this is gonna be something, and that like you should have that idea. I don't necessarily prescribe to the idea that you should go into it with like this is gonna be nothing. Um, I mean, I think that obviously, like don't quit your job and you know go busk, or do. But it's that like uh like having, I guess the thought behind it kind of is like it can be important to you, and that's important, you know
Yeah.
like and kind of it's kind of all that matters, is that like it's important to you, and you get out there and you do it, and you're not afraid or ashamed of it. And eventually some other people might decide that it's important to them, because that's another thing I've seen with artists too, and I feel like I hear it a lot from artists that I work with, is that like sentiment of it's amazing that people even care about what I'm writing. And I hear other artists say that, and I think about music that resonates deeply with me. Like you get some of those songs sometimes where it's like, man, this like it feels like that song was written like at me, you know.
Yeah.
And it's like you don't know how what you write is gonna resonate with other people.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, I think that's the thing, is like to go into it with like, I think that artists and creatives tend to be the most critical of themselves in the world.
Yeah.
I don't have any stats to back that up, but I do think it's true. And I think it's so easy for people to go like, you know, who gives a shit about what I'm writing or what I'm putting out? And yeah, I mean, maybe somebody, but even if it's just you, even if you're doing it for you, do it.
Yep.
I think that if you are a creative person, whether it's, physical art or making movies or writing music, or, if you have any creative ability and creating, feeds your soul, the minute you stop doing that, I think you start dying. Like you give up a huge part of yourself that not everybody can get in tune with. Like not everybody has the ability to create or the desire to create, and that's totally fine. But if you do, I think it's really up to you to foster that and to make things for yourself. And that's a big part of the reason why we made this record. You know, we're not a big band. We didn't have to come back. We didn't have to make any more. We could have just faded away. But I just knew that we still had something left. And I think it really ties in with what Gage is saying. I think we made this for us, and we hope people connect with it. And we're going to find out in a week.
Right? I mean, yeah. I mean, that's the thing is if you're creative, you just gotta make it. If you want to make something, you make it for yourself. Like if you go out there and try and make something for somebody else, it's not gonna satisfy most likely anybody. But especially not you, and you're just gonna be unhappy with that product.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So yeah, all that super good advice. And yeah, make sure that everybody listening, like take that shit to heart. Like seriously, like there's so many paths to travel, but travel your own path.
Yeah.
And with that, we're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back with our next segment.
Today's episode is sponsored by Chattanooga Beard Company. Are you looking for a quality company to help sexify your beard? Turn it up to 11? Take it to a whole new level? I have tried lots of other products over the many years it's taken to grow these luscious face locks. And then I tried Chattanooga Beard Company, and I kid you not, it changed my beard's life. Their products are made from quality ingredients like sweet almond oil, jojoba oil, coconut oil, beeswax, lanolin, and shea butter. I have at home their shampoo and their conditioner, 2 different scented beard balms, 1838, which is wood, amber, and grapefruit, and churchwarden, which is pipe tobacco and wild cherries, and freedom. I also have 2 of their beard oils, Clean Slate, which is bergamot and lime, and Iron Forged, which smells like coffee and chocolate, and you just want to eat it. My wife loves the smell of their Clean Slate oil. It's been a game changer. You don't have to take my word for it, because who am I other than the lovely looking man with this lovely looking beard? Try it for yourself. Just go to www.chattanoogabeard.co and snag any of these products or one of their other many scents and styles. And as a bonus, if you use our code Unsigned Pop Punk at checkout, you're going to get 15% off your order. So if you love your beard, or you love someone with a beard, try out Chattanooga Beard Company. You won't be mad you did.
And we're back. Thanks so much for sticking around. We're hopping into our next segment, everyone's favorite segment. It's the main reason y'all come listen to the show, the Food for Thought segment, because we don't care about music. We just want to talk about food. We just sucker bands into coming in by saying, hey, we'll promote your music. But nah, we don't care about that. We just want to talk food with y'all.
We're just trying to get to the food part.
Let's do it.
Well, that being said, I'm going to start off with something a little fun. What is a food that you swear you could eat every day and never get sick of?
Chicken tenders.
Okay.
That's a great answer. I love chicken. Like that's my meat of choice personally. So
with your chicky tens, like what do you just fucking go dry? Or do you go ranch?
Barbecue sauce.
Like some kind of
Barbecue sauce.
psycho.
Yeah. I'm civilized, man.
My son still eats his chicken tenders fucking dry. I think he's a savage.
Oh,
I just had chicken tenders today.
I was
Yeah.
gonna ask if you had diamond chicken tenders
Yup.
We
today.
did. Always.
Diamond.
Diamond Diner.
It's a Charlotte institution.
I did
All right.
not go there. sadly, but I would have gotten chicken tenders.
Is that your answer too?
No. I have I have such a bad sweet tooth. I could just the regular Toll House chocolate chip cookies
Jesus.
that you just break, dude. Oh, and like dipped in milk. I could just sit and eat those
Every
every
day.
night. Oh, absolutely. I've done it.
I've lived that life.
I have done it.
Man,
Okay.
I hate
Nick,
to even.
please give us an adult answer.
You gonna say like
You're
quinoa or something?
No.
I was gonna say Chicky Dino Nuggies.
Dino Chicky Nuggies. No, just about as bad though, and I hate to even say this because it's so cliche, but it's pizza.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
Same.
probably
But what
everyone.
type, though?
You've probably had everyone on the show ever say pizza. So, but it's true. Like I could eat it forever. I could eat it from any chain, any like
Yeah.
local joint. It doesn't matter, dude. Like I'm not picky because I just love any form of pizza. Specifically,
Yeah, get specific.
okay. This is gonna be a hot take, but probably my favorite pizza,
I
and
swear
I've
to God,
tried
this
a
man's
lot
about
of.
to say Pizza Hut.
No.
Oh, it's worse.
No,
It's
no,
worse. I
Domino's.
know
Might
the
be
answer.
worse. It might be worse.
I know
'cause
the
Dom-
answer.
All right.
Oh, I think I know what he's gonna say.
Dude, okay, my favorite type of pizza is Detroit style deep dish with that nice crispy pan crust.
Oh, okay,
But-
that's not what I was
Yeah,
expecting.
yeah.
Okay, but specifically, I love the Little Caesars
That is what I thought he was gonna say.
deep dish, dude.
is.
Oh.
And you might balk at that and you might write me off, but if you haven't tried this, it is so much better than it has any right to be, dude. It has Munster cheese. It is like this thick. It's baked perfectly every time. And they have this buffalo ranch sauce that like I don't dip pizza in any sauce. I think that's like against the law. But if you get this buffalo ranch sauce, it is like a match made in heaven with this pizza.
There is like I think I found over time that there is a little bit like of a. I think Little Caesars depends. I think it's a case by case.
Yeah.
Because we had a Little Caesars near our old house that was great. And then I had another Little Caesars, and it was not great.
Definitely. I think they're franchised, so it's very location specific. But when you get a good deep dish pizza from there, it is banging, dude. And
check the Yelp reviews.
I can't recommend enough.
No, people do be sleeping on Little Caesars. Let me tell you.
Do be.
That pretzel, their pretzel pizza.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
It's so good. It's probably like every time
Honestly,
it's
their
back,
thin crust
I'm
is
loving
great
it.
too.
Mhm. Absolutely.
I of the shitty like cardboard pizzas, I think Little Caesars is probably the best.
Which is funny too, because like I remember the Little Caesars that was near my house growing up was inside of a Kmart.
Yes.
Yep.
Mine too.
And like seriously though, what's with it, and why is like crazy bread and cheese so fucking good? Like why?
I know.
And why is it so much better when it's not cooked properly? Like when it's uncooked and it's like you can pull it apart and it's gooey. That's what I want, dude. I don't ever want it cooked properly, man.
No.
I want it to like be borderline a food hazard.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm pretty sure that's not borderline. I'm pretty sure that is a food hazard.
Yeah. Maybe, but so far so good for me.
All right. But on your Detroit style deep dish, right?
Yep.
Have you ever had Motor City pizza yet?
I have had this probably doesn't count, but I've had their frozen variation you can get at the
Yeah,
store.
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's what he's talking about.
Okay. Yes, I have. It's really great.
It is by far the best frozen pizza on the market.
For a frozen pizza.
Really?
Pretty damn good, yeah.
It's the best frozen pizza on the market.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I don't disagree with that, yeah.
They're like, if you get their Supreme, like the fucking green pepper tastes fresh.
Dude, I'm gonna have to hit that up. Yeah. That sounds amazing right now.
It's so good.
I've only had the regular pepperoni, but a Supreme sounds pretty damn good right now.
And their Supreme has no shroomies on it, which is
Dude,
top
that's
tier.
great. I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
I forego the mushrooms.
Yeah, shroom doggies get out. I don't want it. All right. Now let's get back to it. So this is a very important where did all my friends go question here.
Okay.
What is your go-to Taco Bell order?
All right.
I'm just trying to remember the name of it. It's like a grilled cheese.
Oh, the grilled cheese burrito.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's good.
Yeah,
Chicken, beef. What you put in there?
chicken
Okay.
Yeah, me too.
all day.
All day. Do you know yours?
I do. I've had
I
the
do.
same go-to order my whole entire life, and it hasn't changed. But the great thing about Taco Bell is no matter what you order, you're getting like the same 5 ingredients, just kind of
Yeah.
repackaged.
Yeah.
For
And
me,
it's all good.
it's all good. For me, it's the Crunchwrap Supreme.
Yep.
It is a chicken quesadilla, and I get an
Mm.
extra cup of the quesadilla sauce, which is the creamy jalapeno sauce. And then I get to order the cheesy fiesta potatoes.
Oh. Mexican pizza.
Okay.
Combo. Here lately, 2 Doritos Locos Tacos.
Oh,
The
so good.
Supremes. Yeah, I want a little sour cream on there.
Mm-hmm.
To round out the combo, I got to do the Baja Blast. I don't
Baja
drink.
Blast all day.
Like as a child, I drank Mountain Dew all the time. I don't. I'm 34. If I drank Mountain Dew like that at this age, but I gotta get the Baja Blast, and then I like to throw in a thing of the I like the chips and cheese and the
Oh, yeah.
There's never
Mhm.
enough chips, which kind of always bums me out. And usually like I get the chips and the Cinesticks. And usually I'm like digging those out of the bottom of the bag because they just put them in. I don't know what they did, but
My favorite thing is that there isn't enough chips. Because
Yeah.
no, hear me out.
Yeah.
Because then you get to dip your fucking
That's true.
burritos and shit in there.
That's true. That's
Use
very
that.
true.
You never give up on the cheese. You
I
use the
do.
rest of it.
I do. I will say though, when I was thinking of that answer, I do miss the Choco Taco.
Oh
To be
yeah.
honest.
Dude. Oh,
R.I.P.
so good.
Tragedy.
Yeah.
All right, Pat, you want to school them? Tell them your go-to order. Blow their minds.
I mean,
Mr. I order from the app.
oh well.
Me too.
So one of the things that's gone now, at least it's gone from mine that like breaks my heart, is the spicy potato burrito. But not spicy potato taco. Because it was $1 and it was just so good, you know. But I like to get a cheesy bean and rice burrito. So that's only $1. And for 60 cents more, you can add nacho fries to it.
Okay.
Woo!
All right.
Wow.
That's my game.
California
That's it.
style.
It's so
Respect.
good. Yeah.
That sounds great.
It's so good.
I might have to try that.
I need to go
That's-
off menu at Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
dude, seriously, order off the app because
Yeah.
then you can just add whatever the fuck you want to it.
That is true. I've
Yeah.
started to learn that if you go on the app, you do learn things that it's like that was an option.
Yeah, and then you don't have to have that experience of like feeling
Someone-
so awkward about asking for modifications.
But
I was
can you
Yeah.
Yeah,
add
I was
nacho
on
fries?
I was on a tour recently and someone was like, get a McDouble and get the Big Mac sauce
Mhm.
on it.
Yep.
And
Well,
I'd
yeah.
never thought that
Well,
about doing that.
So
But-
back in the day when they still had the dollar menu, that's what we used to do. Is that it was called the fake Mac, and you would just be like, get a
Yeah.
double cheeseburger, add Mac sauce and lettuce.
Ah,
I mean, it has a better meat to bread
Like
ratio
thicker.
anyway.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
don't need that
True.
third bun, dude.
No.
That's too
And
much
so-
bread.
You don't need that third bun.
You used to get 3 fake Macs for $3, you know.
Although you could get 2 McDoubles, take off a top
Combine
bun,
them.
and yeah.
And
Yeah,
your middle bun is made of meat.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah.
and we're on to something here.
We
Is
are.
Real quick, has
It's-
anyone gone to try the chicken nuggets from Taco Bell yet? I haven't,
Shit, I
and I've been so
forgot.
I don't
tempted to.
No,
I haven't.
I haven't.
I don't know how I feel about it.
I've heard they're really
As a
good.
chicken
I've
nugget
heard they're like
connoisseur.
I've heard they're like the best fast food chicken nuggets, and I'm
Yeah.
so
Really?
tempted to try them.
Yeah.
Wow. Are any of you guys? I feel like I'm among my fellow fast food enjoyers here. So, are any
We're
of you guys
fast
familiar?
foodies.
Yeah. Are you guys familiar with the report of the week or review bra as some people call him?
I know review, brah.
Okay. I think you guys would really enjoy him. He is a guy who puts on a suit and reviews fast food, and
Yeah.
he is awesome. And
Nice.
he's like my North Star for whether I want to try out a new fast food release. So I
Yeah.
get all my fast food news from him.
I think that's how I found out about the Taco Bell chicken nuggets.
Same here. That's
Okay.
what made me think of it. Yeah.
Sure.
So.
Fair.
But Pat, if you haven't seen him, dude is like just think of like the most plainest white man you could think of in a suit, and that's him.
He's like a dude. He's like a dude that stepped out of a time machine from like the 1940s, and even talks like in a very
Okay.
old-fashioned way. And then we'll put on a suit and tie and eat like the papadilla from Papa John's and tell you all about it. It's amazing.
I think that's the first video I ever saw from him.
I'll have to
Nice.
check it out.
Yep.
I have a lot of food reviewers that I watch.
Okay.
My YouTube and TikTok is full of cats and food.
Nice. That sounds great.
Honestly, that actually is my Instagram algorithm, I think.
Love that.
Fair enough. All right, Gibby, it's your
All right.
turn.
This has become like a staple because this is just so fun. I have me a list on here called. It says 11 iconic foods that originated in North Carolina. I'm gonna find 5 random things, and I'm just gonna have you guys power rank them.
Okay.
You as soon as I say it, you gotta rank it. You can't change the order.
1 to 5, and
One-
then
1 to
if I
5,
used
1
up
being the
5,
best.
I can't use it again.
Nope. So
Okay.
if you say
I might
Like-
keep track of this on my phone.
like, hold on, I'm gonna name one that's on here because this is pretty generic. It doesn't actually give me like an actual thing. It just says barbecue. So if you're like, I say barbecue and you say 3, I'm like, okay, 3's locked in.
Okay. Is
But
that
we're
one?
not gonna say barbecue
Yeah,
because that's just generic. That everyone has most places
We
have
are
barbecue.
proud of
We
our
should-
barbecue. Here,
We
though.
should come to a consensus among the 3 of us.
So I
If
just
y'all want to vote it out,
Yeah.
Interesting.
All
Okay.
right.
Now, quick question though, with your barbecue.
Yeah, I was wondering if you had that question.
No, your barbecue is more like isn't
Shop
it like,
barbecue.
Yep.
okay?
Like
Like
vinegar
sandwich
base.
barbecue.
Isn't the like the more mustard base?
No, ours
vinegar.
is ours.
Yeah, I was
is
gonna say,
more
I think
Vinegar
Vinegar.
based.
Mm-hmm.
We do, a lot of places around here will
Yeah.
supply like a few different kinds of sauces, and we'll
Yeah.
do mustard based. But
Lexington is
Mostly.
famous for it, which is home of our very own Devin.
mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay.
So.
I always stop and get barbecue when
pit
I go
master.
see my family up in
Yeah.
Lexington.
All right.
but
Alright.
these are just random things on here.
Okay.
All right.
Let's see. First one we're gonna go with Texas Pete's hot sauce.
Mm.
Honestly, not my favorite hot sauce.
I'm gonna say 4 for me personally.
Also, is Texas
Yeah.
Pete from
is that from North Carolina?
North
It
Carolina?
is.
Really?
Yep.
Why's it called Texas?
That's a really great point.
They were
North,
trying to use a
North
buzzword.
Carolina Pete just didn't have the same
That
ring.
Texas
Yeah,
Pete is
it's
actually a North Carolina
Carolina
creation.
Pete.
True.
Yeah.
I'm-
Okay.
For my money, Texas Pete is way too watery and
Yeah.
not hot enough.
I like your 4 because it doesn't it's like there could be something
Yeah,
worse.
there's probably something worse than Texas
Yeah.
Pete, but it's weak as far as hot sauce goes.
It is pretty weak. What do you think?
Yeah.
Noah? We're going for.
I can agree because I want to reserve last.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I have no idea what this is. It's called Sonker. Sonker.
I don't know if I know what that is.
Sonker. I'll read this little description.
Yeah.
Sonker is thought to have originated in Surrey County, North Carolina. Blah blah blah. But what exactly?
I don't
is
know what they do
Sonker?
up in Surrey County.
We're not.
It looks like
we don't know about
cobbler.
those people.
Traditional cobbler requires mixing fruit.
It does
blah,
look
blah,
like
blah.
cobbler.
Okay.
Well, if they don't know it,
never
then
had it.
I'd say we pass by.
We'll
that.
pass. We'll pass that one.
But if you want to put cobbler on there, I'll put that number one.
Ooh. What is this? This is called cheer wine.
That's the nectar.
Oh, what
of North
is
Carolina.
cheer wine?
That's this might be a mixed reaction between the three of us. I personally
You don't like it?
hate cheer wine. I think
Yeah.
it tastes like cough syrup. If you're not familiar, cheer wine is a locally made soft drink which is cherry flavored, and I think it tastes like NyQuil.
Do you like other sodas though?
Yes, I
Okay.
do, but cheer wine
Yeah.
just makes me feel gross.
Well, and I mean,
love that
the thing-
that response was almost kind of like, yeah, but are you a bitch?
Oh, well, I mean, that's the thing.
love it
Is
so
that,
much here.
yeah, I mean, that's the thing is that like Nick has an opinion. It's just wrong.
I knew this was going to be divisive. This one. I'll let you guys decide this because my personal
We
ranking
can't-
would be 5, but I'm not going to give that because I know
Worse
that's
than
not,
Texas.
I know that's not representative of the average opinion in North
All right.
Carolina.
Here's the thing, guys. He's from South Carolina.
I'm nothing if not, I'm nothing if not Democratic,
And
which is
I don't want to
actually
say
where
we
it
look down upon them, but it is South Carolina.
All right, I'm going
All right,
to.
what do you think? What do you think, Dev?
I want to say 3 or 2.
How do you feel? You like cheer wine?
I'm leaning towards 2.
Oh
but-
yeah, we can't. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I love cheer wine.
2 it is.
We might, yeah.
Okay,
Sorry,
this I don't know. This to me, I'm gonna say this looks like meatloaf, but it's called liver mush.
I knew this was going to come
Oh.
up. I love liver mush, dude.
Oh God.
You got to fry it up.
I love
It's
that
been a
you guys
long time.
decided to rank this together.
Yeah.
This is a team building
Yeah.
exercise.
This is like going to the show's canceled.
Yeah.
The band's
We're gonna
done after
stop our
this.
set. We're gonna stop our set of the EP release show so I can have a big debate. All right, guys. Here's the thing.
Fight, like
Here's
start
the thing.
fighting.
Here's the thing about liver mush.
Oh, are you going to?
No, I
You
was
gonna
saying
explain it?
at the show.
Oh.
No. I haven't had liver mush in a long time.
I haven't either. I did love it.
It was like only one time, and that's all it took.
Really?
So
Liver mush is. Go ahead. Sorry.
no, I was gonna say, would I be wrong to say it's meatloaf?
Yes, it's not quite meatloaf. It is so in the
Yeah.
same way that hot dogs are a byproduct meat. Liver mush is also a byproduct meat, and
Spam.
mixed with I believe cornstarch. And now that I know that sounds disgusting, but
Why not add
when-
cornstarch?
but
in
when
there?
you fry it up in the same way spam becomes delicious when you fry it up, liver mush becomes delicious when you fry it up.
yeah,
But I also know, again, my opinion is not really the popular one. So.
well, I don't have a lot of strong opinions or a lot of experience with liver mush. So
I think the average
I think
person
you should.
I think that
We
the
have 1,
average
3, and
person
5
would
left.
probably put it at 5. Like
It-
it just is. It
I
looks
don't know if
unappetizing.
Yeah,
It does look unappetizing.
Yeah,
I don't know.
if I would put it at
see
5.
I honestly, I'm looking at a picture of it, and it looks appetizing to me. I'd
Dude,
fuck with
yeah.
that.
If you
I'd
fry
fuck
it
with
up,
that.
man,
Yeah.
it
Fried
turns
up,
into
that looks
something
real
else.
I say we go 3 with it. Just
Okay.
because like,
That's
yeah,
awfully bold. That just leaves you 1 and 5. Just remember that.
I know.
We're going for it, man.
Yeah.
All right, let's
feeling
see.
pretty
Let's
good
This
about
is
see.
either gonna be the next one has to either be the best
Our
or the
worst or least, our best worst food.
We're a real middle of the
Oh,
road
man.
group of guys here. We don't like to have too strong of an emotion
Yeah.
about anything.
this is how you find out about
Yeah.
our philosophies.
Yeah.
All right, you might not know what this is because this is Southeast North Carolina,
Okay.
but it's Calabash style seafood.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Calabash style seafood is great.
Oh man, I know, and it's like I don't know if it's number one.
I will tell you
It's
the next thing on the list I'm
Yeah.
gonna say isn't on this list, but it's something I've had that I enjoyed. It's gonna be a fast food chain. If that kind of
Okay.
gives you a hint.
Does it
I
start with a
think I
Z?
know.
No,
put
it
that
starts
from-
with a C.
C.
Yeah.
Does not start with the C.
What?
It doesn't?
Ooh.
Okay.
All
All right.
right.
All right. All right.
Okay, Calabash seafood. So that's funny because growing up, my family ran a seafood restaurant, and so like I just grew up eating Calabash seafood every day of my life.
Yeah,
And now I never want it again, but it is great.
it is great.
Devin, how do you feel about Calabash seafood?
Is it number 1 or 5?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna put it as 5 because if the next choice is
He
fast food,
thinks
then
he's like this next place is gonna have chicken tendies.
yeah, it's fast food.
Yeah, if we got to put it somewhere, I would say 5 because
Yeah,
I personally like enjoy it, but I don't want it anymore.
yeah. That's what this
Fair.
game will do to you. Is
Yeah.
it'll
All right,
for better or
Gibby.
worse.
All right, so
What is
Big
their
money.
number 1?
your number one is the only correct choice. It was Bojangles.
That was my second question. Yeah, I was gonna be Bojangles. First one we were all thinking was Cookout.
Yeah,
I was
Cookout.
gonna say
But-
I
Just
was
came
gonna
out.
throw Cookout, but I was like, let's hit him with the
Yeah.
Bojangles.
Bojangles
on-
is. Well, yeah.
Bojangles.
Bojangles dinner.
I just ate Bojangles
Yeah.
before this recording.
You did.
I smashed 2 Cajun fried
Bojangles
biscuits.
breakfast has gotten a little weak to me, but
Fair.
it started slacking.
Just like everywhere else, it's super hit or miss.
We do
Devin,
have-
you got something you were eager to say.
He's
Oh.
he's
No,
he is.
in.
Yes, I was on Instagram earlier, and I got an ad from Bojangles that they have a Bowberry cobbler now.
Oh. Okay,
And
I'm back
if
in.
it's anything like the Bowberry biscuits,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That Bo
I know.
I've
dude.
only had Bojangles once, and I wish I could have it more.
Breakfast
that
or
biscuit
dinner?
is so. It was a dinner.
dinner. Okay,
Ah,
yeah.
Those biscuits were so good. Oh my
Their
god!
breakfast. I go there for breakfast occasionally too, and it's okay. There is a there's this chain that they don't have in Charlotte, but they do like right outside of Charlotte and everywhere else in North Carolina. It's called Biscuitville, and I can't like a breakfast biscuit anymore.
It's phenomenal.
Like it just I ate a Biscuitville biscuit and I was like, all right, well that's it. It's over.
Set the bar.
Yeah.
This is what a biscuit's supposed to be
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
down at Biscuitville.
Dang.
Oh no.
I
It's
think
a solid number
I
one.
think that's a pretty solid lineup.
Yeah,
I
solid
don't know
number
if I would significantly change that, even if I had the option.
I'd put Calabash a little bit higher,
Yeah,
five,
yeah.
but I'd probably put it above Texas Pete.
I definitely put
Bojangles
it
did
above-
give me food poisoning while we were in the studio. doing our
Well,
first
I
EP.
mean,
right.
hey,
Yeah.
you know,
You can't
Yeah.
win them all.
you win some, you
sometimes
lose some.
Bojangles giveth and Bojangles taketh away.
I mean,
Yeah.
Little
It's
Caesars
play
at
the
some
game.
point is going to give Nick
yeah,
fucking food poisoning when he eats
play
his
the
fast
game.
food.
That's what's gonna
I
happen.
think I'm inoculated to it, man. I've been eating it for so long. It's
That was the.
not possible.
Fair.
Never mind. I shouldn't say that.
That's why you don't see me in the behind the scenes video because I'm like in the next room on the couch dying.
Nice. All right, guys, that's it. You did it. You finished the food for thought segment.
Nice.
Now all that's
Hey.
left is our rapid fire question segment.
Friendships will be tested. Rapid fire questions.
You're just gonna speak from the heart, gonna shoot from the hip. Whatever
Okay.
the first thing that pops into your head, even if it's not one of the two options presented.
Okay.
Cool.
And if
Go
y'all want to
for it.
fight about it, even better.
Okay.
Man, y'all
Going
trying to
to.
break us up.
That's the goal. We just want to talk about food and break up the band so we don't
Yeah.
have to bring you guys back.
Yeah.
All right.
This
Deal.
is really
Well-
all about figuring out food.
When if you listen to if you listen to the podcast right after when we say rapid fire questions, there's a little musical intro thing and it says friendships will be tested. That is what this. That is what happens here. That is
Wow.
what the
I'm ready
rapid
for
fire
it.
questions is for.
So you
Ready
gotta
Alright.
tear us apart or bring us closer together.
True. All right. Monster Energy or Rockstar?
Monster easy.
Monster.
Oh, neither. Monster.
Well, remember, neither. Whatever your heart tells you
First
is your
answer. Yeah.
Alright.
I'm going neither.
White monsters for life, dude.
Oh,
Dude,
no.
White Monster's good stuff. All right. Pop punk or emo?
Emo.
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 Taylor
Yeah.
Swift or John Mayer?
John Mayer.
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Skinny
Yeah,
jeans, skinny jeans or baggy pants?
Oh man, I'm on the baggy pants now.
Hmm.
I'm back.
I'm still clinging on to the skinnies, man.
I'm
Skinny
back.
jeans
There
for
came
me.
a day where I just looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, "Who do I think I am with these skinny jeans on?"
I'll be buried in my skinny jeans.
And then like baggier jeans became popular again. I was like, "Oh, thank God."
Oh, it's true. All right. Disney Plus or Netflix?
Max.
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 Yeah,
Oh.
Max for me lately.
There
We've
you
been binging that. Have y'all watched that show High Maintenance from like 2016?
I have not.
been
I've
binging
seen
that
it's on
one.
my list.
Dude, it's so good. It's obscure, but it's so good.
I am tonight going to finish the last episode of The Curious Case of Natalia Grace. Season 3, baby.
All right.
Very cool.
If you
We're
haven't
on
watched,
season 6 of Ghost
Watched it?
Adventures.
Hell yeah, dude. Ghost Adventure.
Hell yeah.
We've
That's
been rewatching like I don't think we watched every Rick and Morty over and over.
Mhm.
Just
Oh, yeah.
'cause-
if
That's a
you,
good comfort show.
Oh,
if
yeah.
you guys like true crime, though, dude, I'll tell you, that Curious Case of Natalia Grace
Yeah.
is a fucking roller coaster.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
It's nuts.
What's it on?
It's on Max.
Okay.
Okay.
Got to check
Yeah.
that out.
Yeah.
I feel. Sorry.
I'm
go
going
ahead.
Max. Or
I would pick Netflix just exclusively for I Think You Should Leave.
Yeah. I feel like I
Alright.
gotta be in the parameters. I also agree about Max. It's the best streaming service, but I think Netflix, just based on how much I watch of one versus the other.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I like to live outside of the parameters.
Yeah, and that's totally fine.
Mine would then be Hulu. So because
Yeah.
I
Which
mean,
is technically Disney Plus now,
Yeah.
so
it's true.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
Because
that's
I don't
true.
think there's anything I watch more than Family Guy. It's Always Sunny,
Oh, I love always.
Bob's Burgers,
Yeah.
The Cleveland Show. I
Yeah.
mean,
Great
those are my
picks.
daily
Yeah.
rotation.
I love that, man.
Yeah.
That is
I love
great.
how all streaming services are like morphing back into each other, and we're just coming
Yeah,
back
it's
around
just
to
going to
cable.
become cable
It's
again.
gonna
Yeah.
become cable.
What if we just all put them all together? And we just
What if, you know,
Imagine that.
I know it might happen.
you never know. All right. This one clearly is going to be pretty easy for at least one of you. Stuffed crust or deep dish pizza?
Deep dish.
Ooh, that's
Stuffed
harder
crust.
than you'd think for me, because I love that's also one of my go-tos. I gotta
Good.
say I gotta say deep dish though.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
if we're just counting how much
Dude,
I give one
stuffed
versus the
crust. Like when Pizza Hut introduced the stuffed crust,
Oh
though,
my
other. Oh,
god.
dude, the world stood still. I remember
Oh,
where I was.
game changer.
shed a tear.
Where were
Yeah.
you?
Where were you? Yep.
You'll remember.
I still remember
You'll
that day.
remember where I was that moment.
Do you remember when Pizza Hut also had the Big New Yorker?
Yeah,
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Big New Yorker was so
Oh yeah.
fucking good.
It was
So,
amazing, man.
There was a short stint when I worked at Pizza Hut, and it was when we had the Big New Yorker, stuffed crust pizza, and another favorite of mine, the double decker pizza.
Oh,
I don't know the double decker.
wow, what a time.
Tell
Dude,
me more.
so the double decker was a thin crust that you put, and then then you put the sauce and all the shit, and then you put another
Yeah.
layer on, another thin
a
crust on
pizza
top,
sandwich.
and you put more shit on top.
Oh my
So-
god.
When I would
oh my
work,
god, this looks delicious.
It was amazing.
What
Wow.
The fact that they never came back with it is insane.
That was ahead of its time, man.
But so what I used to do when I would work is I would make a big New Yorker double-decker stuffed crust.
Oh yeah.
And it was fucking fire.
Oh,
man.
absolutely.
Because the big New Yorker, what was special about that was that we used a different sauce.
Mm-hmm.
It was a sweet
Mm.
sauce,
Okay.
which was far superior
Yeah.
to the normal Pizza Hut sauce.
I'm in.
Wow.
I'm in.
You got to experience something special.
Yeah. Yeah, because anytime
Maybe
you
one day.
worked, you could take a free pizza home.
Maybe one day.
See,
Wow.
I remember for me, the most iconic thing Pizza Hut did when like growing up for me, which is more recent than anything, was that big dinner box
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
where you
Oh,
got
yeah,
the
that was
two
great.
pizzas,
Yeah.
the
Yep, we did
wings,
that.
and then like basically like cheese sticks or like the cinnamon sticks.
Yep.
To me,
There
that was like the best
there
thing they
was
did.
there was a time where fast food was really like, I mean, you can still get fast food for cheap, but there was a time where fast food was like on a mission to like who can
Yeah.
get the most food per the least amount of dollars.
Yeah.
Really.
And Taco
hurt you.
Bell was pretty,
Yep.
but that big dinner box was on there.
Yeah,
Mhm.
$20 for like 2 full
Yeah.
pizzas, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
we
yeah.
we got that delivered, and the box was just in shambles. I remember.
I think also
That thing
you
was
could
not
have done like a
structurally-
pasta instead of the wings, if I remember right.
Mhm.
Ah,
Pasta from Pizza
From
Hut.
Pizza
is
Hut. Yeah, bro.
Wild, dude.
Oh yeah.
I'd do it though.
All right. We have two rapid fires left.
okay.
All right.
Vans or Chuck Taylors?
Vans.
Fans.
Hang on. I don't know if you can see this or not. But
Well, not yet.
not that. Not
My guy.
Nike.
Oh.
All right.
No, he has a Vans tattoo. He has a Vans tattoo.
Oh,
Ah,
okay.
I
I
feel
thought
like
you were
I'm
just-
owed. I feel like I'm owed a pair of Vans at this point.
Yeah. You
You
deserve, like,
know?
a lifetime supply of Vans.
So if you know anybody at the Vans,
I could send you a
orders.
pair. What size are you?
Mr. Vans?
It's like they're so expensive. Yeah.
Yeah. If you know Mr. Vans over at the Vans store,
If you know
Steve
Mr.
Vans.
Vans.
send them your way. All right.
And the next question, I also have a
What?
tattoo. No.
Imagine.
It's
It's
not
possible.
an impossible.
Yeah.
It's
It's not
possible.
impossible. All right. Last question. The All-American Rejects or the Offspring?
Mm,
I know mine, but I'm curious of
that's
you.
really tough, man.
I'll start it. All American Rejects.
Americana was like the first CD I ever bought.
Yeah. It's great.
But I don't know, man. I think I got to give it to All American Rejects.
Okay.
I have so much nostalgia for them.
Mine's
The Bionicle
Offspring.
commercials, dude.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, mine's Offspring.
Okay,
Nice.
I figured.
Respect.
I'll get it in there.
Dude, X-Nan the Ombre. That's my jam. That's my favorite.
Great one.
I know.
Those are both great bands. It's really hard to pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the point.
Yeah.
That's
good
kinda-
matchup.
I mean, that's kind of the point, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I
mean,
feel like younger, like people like below our age would just
Yeah.
easily just be like All American Rejects stuff.
Yeah.
But it's like
Yeah.
this generation and older where it's like more of a
Yeah.
struggle until
Mhm.
you hit like Pat area, then it's just easily Offspring, I feel like.
No, dude.
All American Rejects doesn't get the credit they deserve, man. Everybody just knows Move Along and
Yeah.
Gives You Hell, but like
And Dirty Little
all-
Secret.
and Dirty Little Secret, but like
dude,
all of their records are great.
the last song,
I know.
The
you
last
forget
best song.
sometimes.
Dude. Yeah, it's amazing. That first
Swing,
record,
Swing,
incredible.
the first record's the best. I mean,
I would say Move Along is their peak, but like even the two after that, I still think are phenomenal.
I had a copy of that first album before they had a drummer.
Really?
It's
Wow.
the drums on it were like programmed.
Right. Wow.
Interesting.
Because I also used to work at Hot Topic, so we
Okay.
had
Nice.
we got that first copy of that album.
That's amazing.
and I took
Yeah.
it home.
Yeah, man. I was down the hall at PacSun.
Yeah, you guys were beefing.
I think I had the
Four
real
in the
beef.
mall.
I used to work at Spencer's.
Ah, there you go.
Gage, I thought you worked at Journeys.
I was at Journeys too.
Well, when
You
you were
were-
saying you had the
He's been
beef,
all
I
over.
thought you were gonna say you worked at Arby's.
Yeah. Let's get back to food.
I worked at home.
All right, we're done with music. Back to food again,
Yeah,
guys.
Well, to be fair, we're done with music. We're done with food. We're done in general because you did it. You finished the podcast. Now's your chance.
Hey.
Let everybody know what you got going on, where they can find you, and what's next.
Should I take this?
Yeah, take it,
Yes,
dude.
sir.
We
You
are
know
never
all the facts.
All right. We are never home. We have a new EP titled Beautiful Years. It's out on the 17th. If you're a fan of bands like The Dangerous Summer, Amberlin, The Wonder Years, please check us out. I think you would resonate with our stuff. And you can find us online at NeverHomeNC, pretty much everywhere. That's our tag. So yeah, we have 2 singles out right now, Beautiful Years and Set Sail Alone. And we appreciate you guys checking us out. And thank you guys so much for talking to us and taking the time.
Yeah.
It means a lot, seriously.
You can
Absolutely.
find
Our
you can
pleasure.
find Devin on Xbox at
Just order your
knew.
next Call
I
of
just
Duty and
knew.
he'll be there.
Yeah.
He'll be right in your ears.
He's gonna rage quit and then get back in, drop 10 kills.
Yep. I just knew when I was gonna get shit. So,
Honestly, yours probably took a whole lot less setup than
Yeah,
mine, so
yeah,
I respect
did.
it.
it works.
We appreciate it because it was a lot of fun.
Thank you
Yeah,
guys.
man.
Same to you.
No, thanks so much for hanging out with us today, guys. Y'all, this has been another episode of Where Did All My Friends Go? Podcast about life in the music industry, and we'll see you on Monday.
Thank you so much for checking out the show. Please hit that like, subscribe, or follow button so you never miss an episode. And thank you to those who already are. Please rate and review the show to help the show be found by new people. And if you're in the position to help us grow, head on over to our website where you can find merch, our Patreon, and other ways that you can help at www.unsignedpoppunk.com. Let us know in the comments who else you'd like to see on the show and what other content you would like to see. Thank you so much for spending your time with us.